I am your co-host, JamesBond6926. I am your co-host, JamesBond6926.
You're at a large known issues, aka fugitive blooms. You're at a large known issues, aka fugitive blooms. There we are.
Yeah, I was wondering where that was coming from.
And our fourth member?
Venom. That is not part of it.
Ta-ta-dum. Ah, there we are. Thank you. So much better, don't you agree? So good. We gotta blow up my face. There.
Now, does that resemble you any?
I resemble that remark.
It's
My
either
head's tilted, but my crown is straight, you'll note.
The cedar of the world seems to want to eat me. It likes my microphone.
I don't blame it. For the beard, anyway. You would go there.
So, what is it that we are doing here now?
Alrighty, well, I guess I'll start this off with my little here to say, what I got to say here. I had recently keyed onto my Xbox here, likely, along with a bunch of other Xbox Live people, and I seen right up on my front page, welcome, meet Xbox One. I watched the Xbox premiere, which we have a link for that we will have in the description if you're viewing this video. And in the chat and the live stream, apparently we have 5 viewers, so yes. The Xbox One, they did not say when they will be releasing it yet. Sometime
later this year.
Sometime this year, they said. They also are going to have 15 games going to be released this year, some with new franchises. The one game that they did say which would be released with the Xbox release is Call of Duty Ghosts. Apparently, they've got new engine and
modified engine,
a whole shitload of new stuff. They got new characters, a new storyline, a hell of a lot better graphics. They showed a little teaser of the Ghost thing on the premiere there. If you want to look at it, it's near the end of the premiere. But yeah, the storyline in it is one of the developers or whoever he happened to be explains is in this game it starts out that okay, there's a mass event. America is crippled, the military is devastated, the government is in disarray, and you are this new you don't have like a great big multitude army anymore. There's just a few and of you and your what should I say? Your comrades survived through this, and you're one of very little now, basically, and you just got to sneak around in the shadows to do what you can do. Like, you don't have all the technology you used to have before, like your helicopters and whatnot. I imagine, is what they're going on about like that. It looks like it's going to be a good game. Excited for the new release of that. It might revive some people's um, thinking of COD, because I will be one of the ones to admit, yes, COD has been, on the pause screen, so to speak, of their development. uh, they haven't.
Yeah,
They
it's a
haven't come up.
horrible, it's a travesty of a game.
Hey,
Anyway,
is anyone
sorry.
else getting really? Is anyone else getting really excited for COD Ghosts? No, me neither.
See, yeah. Well, me and millions of other people that just
Exactly.
aren't on this
Millions
podcast
of other people who are brainless and can't actually get into a good game.
that's coming from a 17-year-old.
So,
But anyways, some of the other things.
okay, why don't we let you finish? And then
Yeah.
let's try and make a succinct case for what we all should already know about why COD is the devil spawn.
For sure.
Go ahead.
Okay. Some of the specs that were said in the premiere there of the Xbox is going to have an 8-core CPU, 8 gigabytes, 8 gigabytes of system memory, a 500 gigabyte hard drive. It's got Blu-ray drive, 802.11n wireless with Wi-Fi direct.
So standard wireless.
An HDMI in and out. A USB 3.0. Some of the features it will have on it, you have Skype. You've got a new Snap feature. You can do multiple things at once now. Like if you're watching TV or playing a game or something, you can, if someone calls in on you, you could Skype with them. Or they also have this. They have the fantasy. Fantasy players, everybody's got their fantasy football league or your fantasy basketball teams and whatnot. Well, they have that on there now too. They of course made a new controller, a new Kinect cam. It's 1080p HD RGB camera, 30 FPS color, time of flight technology.
I completely agree with you guys in the chat.
Yeah, suck a dick. I just did.
And also, the CPU, the 8-core CPU, is a 1.6. So that's handling your graphics and your central processing.
It also has, again, with the smart glass technology, they've brought that back from the old one. Something that they are upgrading for the Xbox Live users. There's going to be over 300,000 servers for Xbox Live now. They also have.
Still be short.
They also have a game DVR on it now, so you can record your things right onto the Xbox, saving to cloud. EA Sports is teaming up with Xbox with FIFA 14 Ultimate Team, only on Xbox. They're coming out with a Halo television series.
Already out.
Yeah. And that's about all I have to say about that. I'm been pretty excited about this. It's been far coming.
Is bullshit. No, the And the engine is the same engine. It's a modified version of the same engine.
Well, go.
Yep. Yep.
Right. Right. This is kind of, I mean, at some point you have to come to the conclusion that, all that is bad in the world of commerce as it meets our beloved sphere of games is kind of enshrined in the whole world of COD, which is that, again, they do have the crack. I will always argue that in some sense you have to admit, and sadly the truth is, there's something amazing about the feel of that game, the shooting of that game, and the visuals of that game, the way it all comes together. It's, they have kind of one of the best, in some sense, they have the best shooter in that kind of limited thing. Now, what did they do with that? They turned it into a kind of twitchy arcade game, and then continually milked, like you guys have both been saying, milked and milked and milked away at the same old udder, and really just lacking all imagination, poured money into the advertising, and cynically hosed off the gamer, especially if you're a PC gamer like myself. You get a real special dose of their cynicism, which is that it's always like a port, it's always comes later, it's always halfway thought out. One year, for a major part of the series, they just blew off giving any kind of, including support in the form of servers, so that we had to host our own games. And then, I don't know, the coup de grace for me, for example, was, how to say this as briefly as possible because we don't want to spend too much more time on it, but I've played the game quite a bit, as a matter of fact. I'm ashamed to admit, and I kind of was hitting a good period where I was really doing well or whatever. I was enjoying it, and I particularly realized that I liked Capture the Flag for whatever reason. That was my thing. So I went ahead and I bought a map pack. This was two or three iterations ago. Now, by buying the map pack, because there were not servers, what that did was limit the population with whom I could play. Nor was there an opportunity to opt out. So what happened was, by giving them my extra $10 or $12, whatever it was, I was prevented from playing the game that I actually sought to play more, which was in particular the Capture the Flag, because that was less less popular. Because what's more popular, because it's COD, is team deathmatch. Because they don't know how to work together. People, the servers or people who play the game are not interested in working together as a team, and so forth and so on. Kind of the opposite model. The only thing that would change, in short, one's attitude towards this franchise, or should, I mean, God forbid they make a better game, a much better game, like it's really good, compelling. At this point, it's a moral question, partly. But no, the only thing they could change your mind is that if someone got their hands on the franchise, a new party, and kind of said, you know what, we've changed the model entirely. We're doing it all completely different. We're going to listen to the gamers in a new way, and we're going to kind of we're going to start over with this whole franchise, and we're going to do it differently. If then maybe you could start to consider it, wanting to go back. But by now, I think we're all a little. I mean, hell, last thing, just witness the difference between the critical scores and the user scores. Just go to Metacritic. I mean, they had some of the most abysmal scores of all time, and this makes the most money of any game in the industry. So, I mean, what do you need to know?
Yeah. Halo does the same thing.
Yeah.
Halo
they do that.
has map packs.
Yeah. No.
Like they can't play with you on that map, but they can still play on maps that you have together.
Right. Right, and again, if there was any care involved, it'd be a simple checkbox that you could return to, return to the regular game so that you could play with the majority of the people or with your friends and so forth. But that was not an option, at least not in the iteration that I played. So, but it just points up the fact that that they're just they're just completely out of touch with they just don't. They're just making crack, pretty much. They're selling crack. They're pushermen.
Fractious. Oh, Medal of Honor is not good anymore. Fractious, I should just invite you to the call.
All right.
Then again, that would be the only one you wouldn't. Then we wouldn't have any audience.
Wow. Epic fuck up right now. So, that's brilliant. Hi everyone. I'm your host, TehEmoGurl. My mic apparently wasn't on, it turns out. They haven't heard a single shit word of what I've said.
You're joking.
I'm not even joking.
You did say that you would. You did say that you plan to mute it for the intro.
Yeah, I unmuted you guys, but I forgot to unmute myself.
Yeah.
Hi everyone.
See, we're professionals. We come from radio, so this is like rolling off the log for us.
Brilliant.
Except that we just screwed up two major.
Yeah, and I'm the one who talks to Rec. I'm the one talking.
So you're in
about
good
what
hands.
Rec
Is
said
basically
in
what I'm saying, non-audience. There you have it.
That was a brilliant fuck up. So hi. Yeah. I'm gonna go shoot myself right now.
Fair enough. You all know that COD sucks, and James is living in a fantasy world, but that's why we love him.
Yeah.
Maybe
love you, James.
this COD will.
Or we
And
just
hearts.
hate them for that reason.
Hand hearts and kisses, James. We love you. We're gonna have great bum sex later.
You wish.
You know I do, babe. You know I do. Stroke that beard. Anyway, onwards and upwards.
Indeed.
So what's next on our little agenda?
You said agenda. See,
How
we're
is that-
all adults here.
I don't know, but don't ask.
Yeah, don't.
Well,
Yeah.
what have you been playing?
I will take that. I will answer that question. I just reopened. See, on this podcast, I still not comfortable calling it a podcast, but that's what we call it. On this podcast, we're not afraid to talk about older games,
Vodcast.
to revisit them, because, like you, we are actual gamers. We're not just journalists who have to play and have an opinion about every new release. We actually play games pretty much the way you may play games, which is you return to your old favorites maybe for a long time. And that's certainly the case with this game for me. It's probably my favorite. No, it is my favorite. Well, ooh.
Make up a decision, damn it.
Real-time strategy game. It's definitely, yeah, it's my favorite real-time strategy game. Company of Heroes. It's how old is it? What is it?
No idea.
The
You forgot
I've
the
included lots of us. I don't know. It is a sort of technically based. It's a pretty old school THQ game. Idea. A lot of the ideas that you've seen developed came kind of out of this kind of moment, I think, from THQ. So you control you capture resources by controlling the map, by taking down these sort of capture points, and then you can win by either annihilating the enemy or accumulating victory points by capturing these other types of points, which are strictly for victory points. I don't know if that makes sense. Basically, you're gathering resources, you're building your base, you're getting stronger units. There's no like crazy Mondo Uber units like you'll find in like Sins of a Solar Empire or Supreme Commander, but there are gooder units. And anyway, all this in advance, of course, of Company Heroes 2, which is available. Wait a minute. No, yeah, it's available exactly 1 month from now. Well, I think the beta. I think there is a closed beta currently in action, but you can pre-purchase it, I guess, right now for $60 or whatnot. Anyway, so that's happening, and they've taken it to the Eastern Front there. What more is there to say? I mean, some people argue that the Wehrmacht, the basic unit, the sort of basic class or faction versus the Americans in that game is one of the all-time classic RTS showdowns. And I don't know, it's just a chunky game. Like when you have, in the sense that the tactics are clear, they're crisp, they're chunky. If you put a machine gun in a building, it's going to be hard to dislodge. But you can dislodge it if you flank it and throw a grenade in.
That's what she said.
So you can't set it and forget it. But if it's the correct answer, it's the correct rock paper scissors, and you do enough micro and you keep your eye on it well enough, it's single units make the differences. Sometimes, maybe, I don't know if you're like me, sometimes these big RTSs where you're grabbing massive handfuls of like numerous units and just whipping them across the map. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel very tactical.
Particular play style.
Just like StarCraft 2, even in that you'll have a big army, every unit still counts. You got to be careful in that game.
Well,
I'm a lot of micro.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to denigrate StarCraft 2 in an effort to cheerlead for this game. But and then again, it's got the World War II theme, which is super cool and all of that kind of stuff. But anyway, this is always a great game. It's had a great community for a very long time. So there's a trillion. There's many places to go to get advice and tips and see replays and all of that kind. One key example is there's a guy whose name is his YouTube channel is called Propaganda Cast. Shout out to him. He does. I mean, ever since I've been watching in this most recent reintroduction to the game, which is I don't know, a few months back. Although I've only just recently started playing it a little bit more. Anyway, point is, he would broadcast every day. He would have a new match to show you, and he's very polished. Here's his link right here, if you're interested in this game. Whoops. Oh, I gotta log in. Darn it. I will send it to somebody who will now send it to you there. So there you go. Propaganda Cast. Well, it's a great game. And then as far as what I can tell you about Company Heroes 2, set in on the Eastern Front, Russia, think Stalingrad, etc., harsh winters. There's this feature where the cold, I think they have this funny name for it, like frosty, permafrost. I can't remember what it's called. They have some frost tech bullshit. But it's great. The idea is if you leave your guys exposed too long in the cold, they freeze and become compromised. Maybe even lose health and eventually die. I'm not entirely sure. So you have to occasionally make sure that they get stationed next to bonfires so they can warm up, so they can get back into the battle. Another thing that they have is you can drive your tanks over the ice, but be careful, because if somebody bombards the ice with mortars or other kind of explosives, the ice could crack and your tank will sink below the waters. And then what was the other thing? Oh, and if you're interested in this game, you've already played it, you'll know that it'll be a big deal that you can jump barriers. That's another thing that they're doing in this. So that's coming down the pike in about a month. COH2. So get ready by playing your old COH. In fact, we've done some market research or some research on cost. And what did you come up with, Venom? You were shopping for this today.
What?
How much?
For just COH?
COH Tales. What was the one that we decided was what you need? So there's COH, and then there's 2 expansion packs, which are in fact standalones, which means obviously that you can get just the standalone, and it's Opposing Fronts.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the one that you want if you want to kind of get the minimum. If you want to get all 3, God love you, go for it. But the gold edition or the Opposing Fronts is what you need, so that you can have all the factions and ram them together. Because like with most RTS, the real action here is either comp stomp or player versus player. The campaign is better than most, but it's still an RTS campaign, which makes it not that good.
I just did a quick little search for it. Company of Heroes, the regular, $9.99 on Steam now. Company of Heroes Opposing Fronts, $19.99.
Right, but I think...
Or you can go on Amazon and grab it for $5.
There you go.
Better. Company of Heroes, developed by Relic Entertainment, published by THQ and Sega. Platforms, Microsoft Windows and Mac OS X. First release date was North America, September 12th, 2006. Later release on the 29th of September 2006 in the EU. We always get them after. You guys.
Apparently those 2 are a part of a bundle, which you can buy together for $29.99.
Yeah, you can get all 3 in the bundle. That's what I've got. I've never played it. I've got all 3 of them, but I've never played them.
Oh, let's do that for next week. See if we get... Do a sort of after action report for the noob.
We shall see.
It is a learning game. I mean, I guess like most relatively deep RTSs, most RTSs, it takes a little something before you can even get the tools under your control. But it's rewarding.
Mm.
Yes, indeed. When do you guys grab that thing from Skype and slap it into our
You never sent it.
chat there, please? That link.
What link? You never sent it.
What
For
link?
our one viewer.
For our one
There's no
viewer.
link in there.
Oh, sorry.
Our one viewer that I harassed into watching.
There you go, James. Very good. Okay.
Who's probably by this point asleep or playing something else.
Are you talking about this Rec guy?
Rexus, yeah.
No, he seems pretty interested. He's actually chatting away in there. I feel like a king, 4 people working just for me. You are a king.
Okay, what have I been playing lately? I've been playing
You are a
with
prick.
Jess and a couple other people. Been playing S4 League. We can throw that link up in the description there for you too, if you like to get the game.
Of course, you're on Reddit.
And what else have I been playing? I've been playing Warframe today with KnownIssues
Tina?
and TehEmoGurl, and playing some PlanetSide with Mr. KnownIssues over there, and our friend Dark Templar that doesn't seem to be here tonight. What else have I been playing? That's pretty much it so far, other than a couple of games on Xbox. Nothing really too substantial on that end. Yeah, we decided to do a new Vanu thing on PlanetSide, just to see how it was like to restart again. It went all right. We tried a new server. Actually like the server that we're on now, on Matterson. It's a pretty good server. We didn't get our asses kicked all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun. It's no secret to our many listeners across the world that I love PlanetSide 2, and it was fun. I mean, I have a couple other characters. I play primarily Vanu, and then I have these other 2 characters, and I kind of don't do so well with them. Like my K to D, my kill to death ratio is much worse. These other characters, so I was curious just to see if I started a Vanu character, is it because I just used to the Vanu, like the feel and etc., or is it because I bought my way into better, armor, and is that why I'm a little better, that I get a better result with that, playing in that faction and all that. So we did that. We started the new character, and the long and the short, like I was just like, wow. I don't know. I was seeing it with fresh eyes. Like, what if I was starting this game right now, and this is the first time I played a little bit of the tutorial that they give you, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cute. That walks you through the basics, which is really nice.
Before, when we first started up, there was no tutorial. It was just, here you go. This is what you got to do.
Right.
Boom! You're in the middle of a war. It's like, whoa! Now they're getting a little more user friendly, at least giving you the option to do a little bit of tutorial, which is awesome. If you're brand new, I would have loved it when I first got into it. Like, they didn't tell you no keys. All they told you was WASD. And click here to fire, click there to do other things. That's basically all they told you when
there were
we
a couple
first started.
Layovers on the map screen or something like that, which I always meant to read, but they were pretty. I don't know. They didn't. Let's just say I meant to read them for weeks, and never quite read them.
Yeah.
Or did, but never quite really felt like I had, absorb them. This is like much more hand holding now. They've got it worked out, but so I was just like, I don't know. It's a great game. You're in this wide open field. There's people way across it. I laid down my like there's a hill way over there, so I threw down I was an engineer, and I threw down my what do you call emplacement gun,
your little turret.
The mana gun they call it, little turret, which has a little shield on it, and I'm kind of raking the hillside with this thing, and getting little kills here and there, and it's just, and there's people swarming all over the place, and they're around that corner, throw a rocket down in there, and sure enough it hits somebody. It's just like,
Or you
kill!
go on a
And-
kamikaze suicide run and harass her around a
Yeah.
corner.
That's right. We hopped into harasser, so James goes like hell-bent for leather around this mountain. And basically, there's like 35 individuals there standing around and getting ready to peek out over the, mountain and start shooting. And we just come buzzing by them like, hey man, we're shooting at them like going 50 miles an hour, trying to hit one of them so that we could at least get one kill. And I'm like, we shouldn't still be alive, James. We shouldn't still be alive. And sure enough, boom.
We
But
actually
just
made it
crazy.
out. We actually made it out of enemy fire before we died. I think the only reason why we exploded because our vehicle was on fire.
So there's just so many different kinds of ways to play the game as well. So there you have it. Good stuff.
As for the previously mentioned game that James has been playing with myself and a friend of ours, S4 League is anime and manga kind of style, graphics very cartoony, very pretty, runs on pretty much anything if you put it to lowest, but even on high graphics it runs pretty well on most systems. And it is a third-person action shooter with melee as well, and you got turrets and stuff like that. But you can also do crazy stuff like bouncing all over the place off walls. And
Wall jumps.
it's very fast-paced, high-action shooter, and it's really good. Anyone who wants to check it out, there's a link in the chat. There'll also be a link in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. Also, anyone who hasn't already got PlantSide and wants to check that out, there'll be a link for that as well. It's also in the chat, so both completely free to play as well.
Yes.
And if you want to check out S4 before actually going and checking out that link to join it, we've got 2 videos up on YouTube already, and we'll be doing a lot more content on that in the coming weeks. So
Yes, if you want to check out some of the S4 play, go to our YouTube page at www.youtube.com/user/GraveGuardPlan1.
yeah, it's on the screen right now at the bottom, I believe. But also, just to point out, if you're gonna go check out our videos on that, I know we're not supposed to do this. We're supposed to try and horror our channel and videos as much as we can, but seriously, don't watch the first one. It was horrible. We were just checking it out and playing a little thing with just me and James. It was boring as shit. If you're gonna go check out our videos on the channel, check out the second one. That's got proper good gameplay in there. And I actually raked in that match. And I think you came second, didn't you?
Once or twice.
Yeah, you either second or third in that.
I know the
main
first
chasing
time I
match.
think I come in third, and the second time I came in second.
Yeah, and I was first. I was like, how am I raping? I've got like nothing. That was pretty epic though. We definitely need to do a lot more on that.
I was oh yes, for sure we have to play some more of that. I was lacking in the capability of knowing when I was the target or not.
Yeah, and Norn, he's going to be joining us on there. I tried to get Venomnonom into it, but he refused to download it. However, we're going to bug him some more because it is a really good game.
Which one are we talking about?
S4 League. I believe you downloaded
Yeah.
that.
I did, yes, and I will be ready to go. Yeah, whenever you want.
Excellent. Also, something that we all know James is dying to try. We will soon, possibly tomorrow, not promising anything, but we'll be within the next couple of days. We will be streaming Blacklight Retribution.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've actually been dying to try it as well. We just haven't had
Because
time
we
to-
are obsessed with shooting people.
Yeah, shooting people.
Evidently.
Is great. I've got a crossbow.
We got to
here.
branch out.
Who wants to be my target? I've got a crossbow. No, I kid. I'm not gonna shoot people with a real crossbow. Maybe.
I, on the other hand,
We also have another video that we will be doing, but go ahead, Venom.
oh shit, you actually want me to talk. Oh, let's see, what have I been playing at the moment? Well, currently, like as in, while I'm sitting here talking, I'm playing Dungeons of Dreadmore. It is a roguelike. It's really simple. It is really witty and funny and cheap. Definitely worth picking up. It's like $5 on Steam, I think. It is definitely worth playing.
You've been playing a lot of roguelikes, come to think of it.
Yeah, I've also been playing a lot of Binding of Isaac, FTL. Yeah, I do play a lot of roguelikes.
Dungeons of Dreadmore, is that free to play?
No.
How much is it?
I think it's like $5 on Steam. Don't quote me on that, but something like that. I actually did beat Bioshock Infinite.
Oh, you did? Oh, do tell.
Yeah.
We want information on that.
The first, like, 3/4 of the game, I'm like, standard. You know, it's just a game. But once you actually start... shut up, Rexus. Once you actually start getting towards the end, that game really makes you realize how good of a character that the Elizabeth that you have with you almost the entire game, how good of a character that one actually is.
Yeah.
So they actually did a really good job with that game.
What was the name of that first game you mentioned
Already
again?
there. Dungeons of Dreadmore, £3.39 on Steam currently.
There you go.
Yeah, definitely a good game to pick up.
I might actually pick that up later tonight.
Yeah, and Binding of Isaac is just a lot of fun. It's fun to like just make a run and, you know, die, play something else, make another run. Hopped a bit into FTL. I think we've already talked about that.
Yeah, FTL is amazing.
Everybody loves FTL.
I want to play FTL more. The only reason I haven't played it since I pretty much got it, because I played it for like a week straight, put a couple of videos on YouTube. I so want to do more, I really do, but the problem with it is it's a time vampire. Once I start playing it, I'll just play it and do nothing else. I'll cut myself off from everyone. I won't talk to anyone, and I'll just keep playing, and that's why I haven't got back into it yet. I will at some point, but I got.
See, that's why you gotta be like
That's
me.
funny.
And
I don't have that with that game, because usually I'll play it. You know, so to be clear, roguelike, you die once and then it's over. You take your ship and you're basically trying to get further and further into the universe while upgrading, while encountering tougher and tougher enemies, eventually to, you know, arrive at a boss battle at the end. You jump from sphere to sphere, and then once you're in a sphere, you know, you really from planet to planet. You say, you know, like in a turn-based way, and then once if you encounter an enemy, then it goes into a battle wherein you're directing your crew to fight the threat, the enemy spaceship.
Not only that,
you can also upgrade your ship, buy new weapons, sell your weapons to the shops along the way.
yeah, they kind
You
of
can
upgrade.
repair your ship, which is important.
Yeah, upgrades. You've literally got tons of upgrades. You can upgrade your engines
Right.
of the ship. You got shields. You got your weapons. You got the doors. You actually.
You can get slaves.
Yeah, you can get
Get
slaves.
slave bitches.
You actually control your doors on your ship. So if a fire breaks out, you can actually open the airlocks by remote controlling the doors. If the doors get damaged, if the door's power system gets damaged, you have to repair it before you can open them again. So that is important to upgrade them to like glass doors and stuff. To keep
Yeah,
them
the idea
protected.
being that if there's a fire, then you let the space in and there's no oxygen in space, so it puts out the fire. Or if you have enemies running around your ship trying to bash it to shreds or kill your crew, you lock them into rooms, exposing them to space air, which is non-air, and I guess you asphyxiate them. Although, you know, I've never done that.
Oh, I've suffocated them a few
wow.
times. Some of them are really difficult to suffocate, and some of them are immune. Like the rock guys, you can't suffocate them. You actually have to kill them. But there's also certain parts of extra facilities you can buy from merchants and stuff to get on your ship, like cloaking devices, teleportation devices, so that you can teleport crew over to enemy ships and actually try and take out their ship by killing all the crew instead of blowing the ship up itself. I've never actually managed to do that. I've tried, but I always seem to end up with only one crew member left at the end. So
that's only a good strategy if you have a lot of extra crew.
Yeah, you really need to get loads of crew. And most of the time I have very few crew. I prefer to upgrade my weapons because you need them so badly when you get to the end.
Yeah,
Also,
And you can tell by the
fair.
way we're just discussing this that there's there's a lot of emergent story. As much as it seems there's a lot of details that we're throwing around here, it's actually very simple to pick up and immediately start to.
simply,
It's not like it's not a claustrophobic game where you're fighting desperately against the clock. You have
ah,
enough space in there to kind of use strategy, and it can get crazy and desperate. But it's not like one of these games where I don't know, where there seems to be a dearth of like time or any or such like. So it's pretty simple to pick up.
yeah.
Um,
To point out when
going-
you're in a battle, it's real time, but it's not real time. You can pause at any time, so it's
that's right.
a
Yeah.
full real-time battle, but you can pause and you can actually control your weapons while pausing. Tell it what to aim at. You continue it, it takes a shot, then you can pause again, and if you've decided that, oh, I'm not doing enough damage to this, but I'm doing too much damage to this, you can swap weapons over to target different things and continue. Or you can aim at their actual people if you've got certain types of weapons that do extra damage to crew rather than actual damage to the ship itself. Also, I assume when you were saying about you going to these different spheres, you mean the sectors?
Yeah, the planets or
Yeah,
sectors.
so the
yeah.
way it works is you jump from one sector to another. In each sector there'll be like a bunch of randomly generated planets with nebulas and stuff like that. Note that when you go into a new sector, you have a certain amount of jumps from planet to planet before the rebels catch up with you. So the rebels are the enemy and they're constantly chasing you. And eventually they'll take over the entire sector, so you need to get to the exit before they catch up with you. Otherwise you're pretty fucked, because they have ridiculous ships. And a lot of them have teleporters on it, and if they teleport their crew over to you, you're kind of screwed. They do so much damage, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, so you're kind of being chased through. Otherwise, you would exhaust all of the sectors on a given screen or what would you call it? You would exhaust all of the planets or stops along the way, but you can't do that. You have to make decisions because if you double back too much or go laterally too long, you will be sort of caught
Yeah,
by this massive fleet.
often, especially once you get a certain upgrade which lets you see certain detailed information about close by planets that are in the sector that you're in, often you'll find that you jump to a planet and there'll be a merchant on one side and a merchant on another side, and you're like, which one do I go to? Because every merchant is going to be different, and you've got to make a choice there and then. If you've got enough time, you may be able to go to both. You may go to one and think, okay, I'm going to go check what the other one's got. He might have better stuff because his stuff isn't really good. You go to him, his stuff is worse. You want to go back. Now you've got to decide, do I have enough time to go back and get to the exit before the rebels catch up with us? It's
Right.
horrible. So, and other times, you just fucked from the beginning and you get really bad shit luck the entire time.
Yeah, that's
Like
one
any
thing about
roguelike, yeah.
Yeah. It likes to
Roguelikes
screw
are
you up
not
first.
afraid to fuck you.
You see, I remember one of my playthroughs, it was about third or fourth playthrough. I was doing so good. I had like 7 crew. I was getting so lucky. I had awesome weapons, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this huge ship comes and destroys me. I was like, yes, I'm finally doing good. And then all of a sudden, it's like, boom, dead. In like
Right.
one single battle, from full health down to 0, I couldn't even jump. They completely destroyed my engines. I couldn't flash out of there. It was awful. It
Yep.
just fucks you over. You think you're doing great, and you're just not.
Yeah.
But-
Procedurally generated challenges. So you never, it's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Um,
As no one
but that
said.
makes it, I think that probably works that thing about with the rats, like where the reward system is somewhat unpredictable. He tugs the little lever and he gets a treat. He tugs it again, he gets a treat. He tugs it again, no treat. What's up? Now he's really tugging it. And then he gets it, the third time round and so forth. So I think it maybe works on you like that. And maybe that's part of why it's addictive. But what I started to say right at the beginning was I usually just do a run or 2 runs or 3 runs, whatever.
Desktop Dungeons is also a good game.
Agreed.
And
What's
Rex
that?
just mentioned in chat, Desktop Dungeons. It's just a really simple, free roguelike. And it's like just you have this one floor, and it just randomly generates monsters levels 1 through 9. But there's been a couple runs that you'll get where you'll be stuck in a room, and this is just top down. You'll be stuck in this room, and it will be surrounded by level 5s with no one for you to level up on.
Yeah.
So you'll just get killed. But also a really good way to just kill a bit of time.
Yeah, and
You know,
as Norm previously said with FTL, it's basic and simple to learn, but at the same time, it's got a lot of depth to it. And there are definitely certain strategies that you need to learn, otherwise impossible to get to do. I still haven't managed to kill the flagship. Have you guys?
I have.
I hate you.
Yep.
Have you?
No, I have not beaten the game. I've gotten all the way to the end a couple times.
I'd also like to point out in desktop or in Dungeons of Dreadmore, you can choose to have it not a roguelike where you can save and reload.
Oh.
But also what's nice about Dungeons of Dreadmore is if you're doing like a permadeath run, you can save and come back to it later. Just once you die, your saves get deleted. Like I just died, and damn it. I was doing well on that run too. Yeah.
So yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I kind of only give it a couple. I don't know. Yeah, there's a limit for me. Like I believe me, I played it a fair amount, FTL, but I don't just keep going back. I don't know. Yeah.
Put it this way. Let me check. Where's FTL? What would that be in? Oh, I've got too many guns on Steam. I can't find it.
I got 23 hours in that game.
I'm about to check how many hours I've got, and note that I only played this game for 1 week, so when I find it...
Yeah, I've played a lot of roguelikes recently, because they're just a simple game just to get into, and then you can get out right away.
FTL, 47 hours played, and I only played it for about 1 week.
That was a big
Well,
week.
that tells you it's a bit,
7 hours a day, 7 days straight. That's one way of looking at it. Yeah.
That's pretty much what I did, and that's why I haven't gone back to it yet. When I do, there'll be a lot more YouTube videos going up on that, because I did Stealth Cruiser Unlock Quest walkthrough on the YouTube channel, so if anyone wants to know how to get the Stealth Cruiser, it's up there. And I want to do more of the quests, because there are quite a few quests in there to unlock different ships. And again, with the ships, it's complicated, because some ships are really good in some ways at the start, but really bad in others. Like the cloak ship doesn't have any shields, but you got cloak, so you can get the first hit in there a lot quicker. But if you don't get a shield by the end, you're screwed.
Actually, the ship that I used to win, little pro tip, is the Zoltan ship.
Yeah,
the first Zoltan ship.
Yeah.
Or the second one is even better, because those things you can theoretically get 5 layers of shields. Because you got your Zoltan shield, which is just an amazing shield. And then you have your shields that recharge.
There's a point I want to make. With the Zoltan ship, that's the one that I use the most. It is super strong, and those Zoltan shields are really useful. Except for the fact that the game screws you over constantly when you use a specific ship. So the main reason to have a Zoltan ship is this Zoltan shield, the special shield that is specific to their ship, is the fact that it stops people teleporting straight into your ship. They have to get the Zoltan shield down before they can teleport. However, you have these random events that you can encounter where and it comes up and saying, you don't know how, but they've managed to get past your shields and teleport on board your ship. And if you're using this particular ship with the shield for that reason, they do it constantly. It's like So we use the ship for this reason, but you're just gonna let them get through anyway?
Actually, the reason why I like that ship better, those shields will actually block missiles, lasers,
That too.
beams. They'll block everything.
Yeah,
However, there's only a small amount of it. It's only like 5 bars of that, and then
yeah, but a huge problem when you get further into it is the fact that if enemy ship has a teleporter, as soon as it starts, they're going to teleport straight to your ship. So you need the Zoltan shield there to stop that, because they do a lot of damage. I said do. But if you, I mean, like if they just teleport straight past because of this random event, it kind of screws up the whole point in having it for that reason, because that's the main reason I use it. I don't generally have a problem with taking out the weapons, so there's nothing there, but the teleporting, oh, it's so annoying, because the first thing I do is I pause and I target the teleporter to stop them teleporting to my ship and get it down before they take down my Zoltan shield. It's always a race for that for me. Yeah, they just teleport past it anyway every now and again. It's annoying as hell.
Yeah,
I don't think it actually blocks teleports, by the way.
It does. If you, that's one of the things that it says, because they cannot teleport through it. That's why you get this random event, and it's like, we're not sure how they got past the Zoltan shield, but they did, and they just warp some guys onto your ship. And they can actually do this. This can happen when you're actually going into a battle with another ship. So not only are you battling a ship with a full crew and that may have a teleporter, but you've got the extra ones that have teleported on due to this random event that they have. And it's like, what the fuck?
You're just a wuss.
No, because, I mean, if you've got a full crew up against you and they've got a teleporter, and you've got people on your ship, you're having to send your duty down to kill them, as well as the fact that you're taking guys off, like, put it this way, in the ship, you've got certain facilities, so like your shield, your engines, weapons, and you actually put guys into these rooms to make them perform better. You don't have to, they can perform on their own, but they perform better if you have someone working on the computer, one of your crew members. So if you're taking these off to kill the guys that have been teleported on randomly, you're doing less damage and you've got less dodge chance of the enemy ship that you're fighting as well. So it really does fuck with the whole mechanics of having that shield there if they're just going to teleport past anyway. That is my biggest bugbear of that game. Don't give me a shield.
Weak.
No, don't give me a shield that's supposed to do this and then just say, oh, fuck it, we're not going to allow you to do that. That's just stupid. It's got a specific mechanic there to block teleporting, and they let them teleport through anyway.
Well, something
There
else
you
we
have it.
said we needed to talk about here tonight was back here, the last SL4 League game we had, we made a little announcement
S4L!
about S4L, S4 League, whatever. We said that we were going to do some giveaways once we hit 35 followers. We're going to do a random follower giveaway with a game code. We're going to be doing a lot more of that within our podcasts, and I imagine we'll give a few away in our lives, our little let's plays, so to say, up and coming. So definitely come check us out more often. We'll be giving away some games. Be something to look forward to.
We've got a lot of codes waiting to be given away. One of them specifically, there is a...
Rex, just keep dreaming.
Huh? How about just do it between the viewers right here now? You wish, baby. You wish. But, yeah, one of the games that is going to be having a very big and long-awaited update for a year now. Terraria 1.2 is coming out soon, if you haven't already heard about that. Current estimated release date is June, July. Fingers crossed. From what I've talked to of the developers, it looks like that could be a possibility. It might come out at that time. It might be pushed back a tiny bit though, maybe by a month.
Well, they've already pushed it back once. They were saying it's supposed to be
Twice.
out in May.
They pushed it
Well,
back twice now.
between the last little bit, I meant like
Yeah, this
they
is the
said
third estimate,
May.
but I mean, I've been in there a lot. I've been talking to Redigit and onto the whole team at Relogic. They gave us some codes to give away. So yeah, from what I've seen and with the amount of spoilers out there, it looks like it's good to go with June, July, or just a small bit after that. But they recently put out a little spoiler video on YouTube, which I'm going to show to you all right now. And if anybody doesn't think this is amazing and well waited for, then you need to die. I'm just saying, but take a quick look at
It
this.
looks like shit.
F you.
Seems slightly excessive, but
Okay, that said, I suggest we take a little break here. I gotta go use the facilities and stretch my legs.
Hi, I'm
start
showing a
cramp up
video
bit.
here. Shut the fuck up,
Well, once you're done with that, is what I'm saying.
asshole.
my lord. More J on J action.
The video is playing.
It just gets vicious. Hey look, it's Terraria trans.
Look at that. So, you can now, as you can see, run up one block squares. You don't have to jump all the time. Look at those water physics. You've got waterfalls now. Half blocks make the water go down. It turns it into a fountain, and it'll just regenerate over and over and over until you take a half block away, as you'll see in just a second. Yeah, paint. See that? See that? You can actually paint walls. Isn't that amazing? I love it.
Oh, really?
As you can see there, he's got Eater of Souls falling about. I so want one of those. I thought the bunny pet was amazing. My god. Apparently there's going to be a lot of pets. The number currently is unknown, but there's quite a few that are apparently going to be announced. The amount of changes is ridiculous. So far, the 1000th item has now been added, and it was a confetti gun in celebration of the 1000th item. So in this update, it's bigger than the 1.1 update now, and there has been, in the past 2 months alone, Redigit has added about 400 new items, and there's still more to come. And yeah, just watch what he's about to do. Have a look at this. Rainbow blocks. Half rainbow blocks. And let's add the fountain back. Rainbow water! I want it. I want it now.
Tom, you're short.
Isn't that beautiful?
Eh.
Because as you can see, half blocks, so all empty blocks, so yeah, all materials that you can get can be turned into half blocks now. Using the axe, apparently. Might be using the axe and official rocket launcher ammo. You've got a whole new dyeing system, so apparently with the dyes now, you can make pretty much any colour. You just mix one colour with another, and that'll actually change it. You've also got gradient dyes. I'm not quite sure how those work, they haven't really shown it, but somehow you can have different gradients and make cool patterns on your armor and clothes and stuff. It's pretty epic. And there's going to be several new biomes. As you heard there, there's new music, but they haven't got rid of the old music, so it's going to have that music and another one. I think they've got new music for every biome that's going to loop with the old ones. You can also change that later with music boxes like you could with the current ones. And stuff like that. There's so much awesome stuff being added and still more to come. So 1.2 update is highly underway, and we'll be giving out codes for Terraria. And the wait for that, so anyone who doesn't have it and wants it, or has a friend who wants it, and keep an eye on the stream because there's going to be quite a few codes given out for that.
My only question is, can I win?
Can you win? Haven't you already got Terraria?
What if I have friends who want Terraria?
Well, I would
Right.
say podcasters that would kind of have to be,
But I was about to say, if your friends want it, tell them to follow us.
Yes,
He's
exactly.
already following you.
Well, he might be in a chance for winning though, he just has to keep following. Keep an
Yeah.
eye on the stream and hey, he might get a code. It's highly likely,
There
we've
you
got a
have
lot
it.
of codes for different games to give away, so you're likely to get a code for something.
Yep.
Well, there you have it. With that, we take it away to break, perhaps, and we will be back in what? What's the plan? 10 minutes? 15?
Yeah, we'll have a 10-minute break because we've got the counter there that does 10 minutes, so...
Yep, sounds good.
That's a good
It's
one.
already set to 10 minutes, so you're too lazy to change it.
Well,
And it's already in break, so now I'm just talking to myself and...
Isn't that beautiful?
Boom.
Right there. 10 minutes.
yeah, 10 minutes. So, are we going to start the clock, babies?
Hit it.
Yeah.
Hit it.
So, we will see you all in 10 minutes.
See yous after the break, Twitchies.
10 divided by 0.
Okay, we're going live again. It's not a fucking divide! F you. Bye! And we are back. Welcome back to a TTS live stream. Podcast even. It's a podcast. Getting all mixed up here. What are all these links?
That's the same link I put in up there.
Yeah, so it's a different link.
That's the link that no one wanted me to post.
But no one just posted the link.
We're back and immediately arguing.
Whoops. Yeah, no, I blew it. Anyway, the link that James has below is the one for the propaganda cast.
Yeah, so what's the one that you just
Link
put
that
in?
I put in was an error, and it involves the Xbox.
Right, I
or
was
something.
wondering
Oh, good.
why the links were different. That was confusing as hell.
Now that we've confused everyone, let's move on. Pretend like everything is fine.
I think I'm the most confused one here.
And by everyone, he means the one viewer.
And me.
Actually, I think
Across
we
the
have.
world.
We have 6 viewers.
Yeah, so I guess there's like. Okay, who got their mother to watch?
No one joined us. He wasn't in there before.
He would have counted it. Oh, he would have counted as an anonymous viewer.
And
Well,
we've
in
got
any
two
case,
viewers.
I mean,
Yeah, never mind. It's just known.
I can promise you one thing.
Just knowing.
Deliberating about who is watching will not increase that number should anyone happen by. To just talk endlessly
I'm confused.
endlessly speculate about how few people are actually watching.
You're confusing.
Probably not necessarily the
I know,
best.
right?
You're
Probably not
confusing
the
me
best
again.
podcast.
And
Mhm.
Rex, the Moobot doesn't actually seem to count when I was in here on my own with Moobot. I thought it was going to count as a viewer, and he didn't. So I was like, oh, okay.
But if Known Issues was logged on, we would have 6 people in our list, so it's just us.
No, I'm just gonna spam my link to everyone.
Look, for some reason Moobot doesn't want to follow us. He follows everyone else. He's a douchebag. He doesn't like us. F you,
Follow
Moobot.
request fails. Please try again later.
Yeah, I tried it like hours ago. He just won't follow us. Douchebag. That's a mean bot.
So let's get to some more content and get the heck out.
Yep, yeah.
Leave them wanting more, shall we? Do we have anything, friends?
Well, I've got a game to mention, which we've also got a trailer for here, and it's on Steam Greenlight. In fact,
Oh, yes. The
Yeah.
game that we said we would mention.
yeah, it's a new MMORPG that's currently in development, free to play completely. It comes from the guys at any.tv, and it's called Divine Souls. Some of you may have played it already, some of you probably haven't heard of it. In fact, a lot of you probably haven't heard of it, but the combat style is God of War-esque, and it looks pretty amazing. Put it this way, there's a sword that is also like a 10-foot whip, a chain whip, and it looks freaking ridiculous, and I'm just gonna throw this video up here so you all can have a look at it. And you can see George, and I believe that's their CEO who presents it, so we'll throw a link up in the chat whilst it's going on as well.
Yeah.
But, why won't it work? Come on, XSplit. It's just
There
gonna
you
be a
go.
black screen. It's
Oh,
not
black
supposed
screen.
to
Yeah.
be a black screen right now. Come on, XSplit.
Good thing about it, it's got a
There we
border.
go. There we go.
Steam,
Yeah,
you
black
may have heard
border.
of them, has
Yeah.
accepted
Ain't that
our
pretty?
game into
Ain't it
Steam Greenlight. All
And if
of
you
this
stare at
on
it long
today's
enough, your brain thinks it's
episode
moving.
Of,
Or that's just me playing far too many video games.
Lol.
hey guys, welcome to the George Show. My name is George, CEO of AnyTV, and this is all about Steam
That looks
Greenlight
really
accepting
funny when there's no
Divine Souls
sound
into
coming out of his
their
mouth.
Website, you can see behind me on Steam, and the link is down there below so you can see for yourself. We are now listed in the Steam Greenlight section. Vote for us, and that will help Steam officially accept Divine Souls as one of their official games. All you have to do is click yes, you will play this game if it's on Steam. Alright guys, leave a comment below as well. It helps us so we understand what you like, what you don't like
Say
about
this guy has an
Divine Souls.
infectious enthusiasm.
And we're going to be opening up our next closed beta
Would be to suggest
in
that
5 days.
it's
You will get to play
that it
Divine
actually
Souls
is an
again
infection.
starting the 10th of May. Go to
Like
our
that
website.
you wouldn't necessarily want to have, like something that needs
The link
treatment.
is down there, and you'll get to sign up if you haven't already. After the closed beta,
No,
we're going to
be
do an
nice.
open beta where you can play the game
No, I'm
without
making
any
a joke.
keys, any
He actually,
restrictions.
I kind
and
of like his enthusiasm.
assuming everything is going well, we're going to launch. And that
like a rabbit
schedule
there.
is in about a month from today. All right, guys.
Boom.
Help us. Help you. We want to improve the game. We are
That's all you
publishing
need
this
to
game
know.
exclusively in North America, US and Canada. And we are making changes and improvements to the game based on your feedback. Tell us in the comments below this video and on our website what you would like to see in Divine Souls, and we will do our best to implement it. Alright guys, till next time, my name is George. You've been watching
Boobs.
Huh?
Look.
What did you say?
Boobs.
Boobs? I didn't see any boobs. I want to see boobs.
Well, they're kind of just hanging out there. No tits, but just boobs hanging out.
Oh. So, yeah, there's Divine Souls. It looks pretty epic, and, it looks pretty strong from what they've got already, and I believe it's quite a way till it actually releases still. But,
I
you can...
forget what he said when it's going to release.
Yeah, if you wanna play that, it's free to play. There's a link there in the chat. There'll also be a link in the description, of course, when this goes on YouTube. And I did have a Steam Greenlight link, but I seem to have lost that somehow.
I'll look for it here.
Well, I had it just a second ago, but it's disappeared.
Yeah.
Where did it go? Oh well, James will throw that up for you guys. But yeah, it's looking really good, and there's a lot of changes coming in. Also, it said North America, and it didn't say anything about the EU, but I know that they're actually doing the PvP EU servers at the moment. They're implementing that, and I assume there's going to be more for that later. But,
So, let's, as we move towards the close of our fine show and say adieu to our many, many millions of minions, here's a question for the group. What are you excited about? What do you, or perhaps simple as, what do you crave? What do you want right now in your gaming life?
you had to say
above
in your
all
gaming
things.
life. You had to say in your gaming life. I thought you were just going to say, what do you want, what do you crave? But I was going to say, sex!
Yeah, well,
I
no.
want sex! Give me some pussy.
Right.
But,
I wasn't leaving an opening for talk of many,
vagina.
like genitals throughout.
Show me your
Wait,
genitals.
what?
Genitals.
Genitalia!
So the main thing that I want in my gaming life right now is Terraria 1.2, obviously. I need that game. Also to point out, the only spoiler that they put out there that I really want to know what it is now, I don't want to wait for it, whereas everything else I don't mind waiting for it, is... Okay, so Redigit put out a post on Twitter that said, had a good night last night, elevators will never be the same. All I want to know is what the fuck did he do to the elevators? If they have working
Rex,
lifts
just
now...
hit me up later. I'll play Rex. I'll play Sanctum 2 with you.
Huh?
Rex just in chat.
Perhaps you need not interrupt right
yeah,
now.
I was
Perhaps-
thinking, what's going on?
Call me
Perhaps use a
crazy,
keyboard.
but you could actually
That's
probably
the only way
yeah.
for me. That's the only way for me
You could have
to
typed
get a
it.
word in is just to interrupt. The rest of you three you always talk.
Anyway, so yeah, that's coming, and also, just to point out that for you nerds who love to make the different traps and stuff in Terraria, you'll actually have different colored wires now that can cross over and apparently stack. I'm not sure how the stacking works, but you can actually stack wires now, so you can cross them over and make much better circuits and stuff, which is going to be really interesting to see how that works.
It will
I can't wait for it. Oh, I want it now. Also, and pretty much the entire thing has a bit of a new look in the graphics. There's also some sort of cannon. You can make like a fort, put a cannon on top and shoot at each other. Apparently this doesn't destroy blocks, but Redigit specifically posted that there's also going to be some sort of griefer mode or something. I don't get what it is, but I assume you can get a special ammo that actually destroys blocks. I'm not sure how. Oh, and a big change, which I don't entirely agree with, is he said that you won't have to worry about hard or corruption spreading in hard mode anymore, which kind of defeats the point of hard mode, because that was the thing that really made it hard, but I don't know. Yeah, Venomnonom just got told off in the chat. Awesome.
Bugger off, Rexus.
But there is the green light link just thrown up there by James if you want to go green light Divine Souls, or just have a look at it first.
Are we showing this somehow? Is that what we're doing here?
We already showed it.
Yeah, we're showing it.
Coding.
And then do we have to say anything more about like what our interest is in that, or?
Well, my interest is actually in Divine Souls will be whenever the next new build comes out, we'll actually be doing a bit of live streaming of that. Me and James and Venomnonom, if they wish to join us in that. But
sure.
We'll definitely be taking a look at that. We'll be taking an in-depth look also later on that in terms of PvP. The developers have actually said that they'll throw us some accounts of the next official build that will be coming out with some higher level characters, so we can show you the kind of skills you'll be using in PvP, because that's pretty much where it is based big. That's going to be the main bulk of the game end game.
And he also said for any of their up-and-coming games that they would, give us access to the games once they've got a significant amount done on them for us to stream that for them too.
So we've got
very nice
bit of content coming up.
All right, who's next with the thing that they are excited for or things in their gaming life? James, Venom?
You're asking me what I'm excited for?
Yes.
Oh dear, I do not know.
I was thinking, this is Venomnonom. Is he ever excited?
Okay, rather than I'll go give him time to think. But rather than the new Xbox coming out, I'm excited to see on how much they're going to price this new thing of technology out for. Likely a ridiculous price, how they usually do. Yes, I am majorly in the hopes that this new COD is going to be bigger and better, like they promise. Hopefully they don't pull back on their word on that one, but neither here nor there. It'll be what it's going to be. Kind of excited just to play the game. Anyways, rather than that, excited to get to play this new Blacklight Redemption.
Retribution.
Yes, I said it wrong again. Retribution. My bad.
At least you actually realized I said it wrong. But just to point out, our one viewer. Oh, actually, we have another viewer apparently now. But apparently, this person's from Canada, and it's saying that it's not available there for the S4 League link we previously posted. However, it definitely is, because James is in Canada and he's been playing it with me. So if you can't get it from that link, just go to allaplayer.net. I'll post that link in the bottom as well, and you can always get it from there, completely free to play as well.
There you have it.
Yeah, that one worked.
Well, I've mentioned COH2. I am excited about that. Maybe trepidatious, and also worried about spending all that money. How often is it that I actually spend $60 on a game anymore? having, like happily I end up spending $100 or more on something like PlanetSide, but that just happens more sneakily over time. But anyway, that could be incredible. I'm excited about the prospect of playing COH with you guys now, knowing that you have it. Venom just informed me that he got it.
Ah,
Yeah, Jess
James
has
needs to get
it. We could probably get James in on it. I mean, just to play it in a new way. I've played it a lot of solo and comp stomp and this kind of stuff. So
Let
it'd
me
be
take
just
a look at it.
like,
and see.
yeah, just to play it in a new way, like with friends and stuff. That actually
Oh,
totally gets me psyched.
hang on. When we first got into the whole live streaming business, yeah, it's a business now. Non, wasn't it you who requested that I play COH?
I'm sure I've been mentioning it. It's the one that I want
You
to play.
requested
Yeah.
that I play it, that I live stream it, and I tried to. I believe that's the one that for some reason would not work with XSplit. It kept crashing. I will try and get that fixed though, so we can live stream
It is only $9.99 for the regular version of it. I will likely get it once I get money here this coming week.
Cool.
Cool.
Rick might actually be able to join us in that.
Yes. For some reason, my password is now required again. Rec, question: have you played it? Are you ready to play it? Do you want to play it after the podcast? I'll take my comments off the air.
You can play it.
Can we play it now? Can we play it now?
I'll hook you two up if you do want to.
I'm actually
what-
thinking of live stream that we can do after, if you guys are available. We'll see after that. Anyway,
Blacklight.
no, not that.
I did figure out something I'm looking forward to.
What's that?
Good.
I'm looking forward to
Good
when
night.
looking forward to the end of this shit. Wait, what? I'm looking forward
Sorry.
to
continue.
when PlanetSide 2's flying is not broken. Like when you can actually do good flying a Liberator or an ESF.
Oh yeah, well you used to be able to do a lot better with a flying until they nerfed the
And
friggin'
not
movement.
get shot down immediately by like 12 Brewster Maxes.
That's a
I've
good
got
point.
a question for Known on this. I don't know if I'm just getting used to it or not, but I've just what I've been playing lately. It almost seems like they kind of made a happy medium with the nerf, like from what
Which
it
one?
was when it first come on for PlanetSide 2.
Well, yeah, that's what
for
I'm
the
saying.
movement
Nerf of
and
what?
whatnot. I think they kind of give us a bit of boost now more with their movement rather than being so nerfed. Like it doesn't feel like it's
Can I put
as
some out?
nerfed as it was when we first come up.
Before Nolan's comment, I just want to point out, James, that remember when we first mentioned the whole nerfing factor? No one didn't even notice at all because he plays it
True.
constantly, so he was already used to it. So
True.
it's probably just that you got used to it because last time I played it, it's just so nerfed.
I'm
Movement's
not
too
sure I
slow.
follow. What's been nerfed?
The movement.
Movement.
You remember when we talked about that before? Movement speed was nerfed. You can't strafe as quickly, and obviously the vehicles are all completely nerfed.
You know how before when we were in the warp gate, Jess and I would be rolling over our galaxies and whatnot and flipping them back over and everything else without a
Right.
knees with the knees.
Right.
Well, now I can't flip, but I can flip a galaxy over onto its back, no problem. But to get it back over, I cannot do that.
Yeah,
no
if once you're on your back, you cannot flip those things at all. You can hardly move them. You can't even wobble them. Maybe
No,
slightly.
like before you could make it sit there and just make it dance just by moving your mouse side to side a bit.
Yeah, and if you wanted to, you could balance it on the tip of the tail.
Yeah,
Now there is no way to...
or even on the nose.
Yeah, now it's just like, wiggle, 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 wiggle. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
That's all you can do.
But the only thing they haven't nerfed so much with is the scythe. The
Yeah.
scythe you can still roll around like crazy.
The scythe is...
So you're just talking about with vehicles, not
no.
with...
Yeah,
No,
vehicles. Well, that I've known is
Scythe is
vehicles
really-
big time. Actual character movement, I haven't noticed as much.
Yeah.
But
Not
just
as much, but it's
just-
definitely
just
there.
figures it.
I notice it quite a bit because one of the things that I notice a lot in games like this is when you're moving around, I take into account of speed on foot a lot because I prefer the FPS style or for example Quake and Tribes, very fast-paced arena shooters, so you're moving around at ridiculous speeds that obviously aren't realistic. But in PlanetSide 2, after they nerfed it, I already felt it was a little bit slow. It takes far too long to walk anywhere. Now it's even slower, and that's one of the things that have really put me off it, because it takes me forever. If I get off my flash, go to cap point, and then want to get back to my flash, it takes a ridiculous amount of time just to walk outside the facility and get back to my flash. It's a lot slower, but also the fact of strafing, just walking side to side, strafing side to side, is definitely nerfed a lot more than what it was. So, I don't know. Turning speed is still the same. Jetpack seems to be back to the same. They did nerf it for a little while, I think. You didn't seem to be able to go as high as quickly, but last time I checked, it seemed to be back to normal.
Alright, one other thing I'd like to mention is Get Hawkin'. It's a free-to-play first-person mech shooter, and it is so much fun. Me and Rexus have been playing it lately, and it's a lot of fun. We've been playing Siege mode, which is basically they've got Siege mode, missile defense, team deathmatch, and deathmatch. And Rexus is Hawkins, so there you go.
Oh wow.
But my favorite one is Siege, where you just have, there's usually 2 points on a map that they dispense energy, and it gets, and it's slower the more people you have on that point.
So it's kind of
But both teams have to try getting from that point, and then once you get a certain amount of energy, you launch a battleship, and then there's a new objective. You have to control an anti-air point, because whoever controls that anti-air point is going to do massive damage to the enemy ship. And the whole point is to get your ship across the map and then destroy the enemy base.
So it's kind of like a multiple point King of the Hill with also the whole general FPS thing, plus the added fact that you're actually having to escort a ship.
Well, you're not so much escorting it as it's just flying above you. The cool thing about the ship is it has turrets on it, so it'll actually shoot the enemy mechs while it's moving. But, this being said, the enemy mechs can also shoot out the turrets and the engine on your ship, destroying it. So you don't actually need the anti-air point to take out the enemy ship, but chances are, in order to save your base from any damage, you'll need to.
So really the best way is to play it as a team of multi-point King of the Hill with also the escort factor if you want to get best results. Plus the team deathmatch kind of factor because you're killing each other as well. That's a crazy mode and sounds so much fun. I only played Hawkin in the closed beta. I was accepted to that ridiculously quick when it first came out. I only played a little bit of it because I had so many other games to play, but what I did play of it, I absolutely loved. So I'm definitely going to be playing that soon. Obviously with Venomnonom, we're going to get James on that, hopefully known as well, and we will be live streaming that. And
Hawkin'?
Yeah, and the great thing about it that I love most is there's been a fair few walkabout games coming out recently, but this one feels like a true walkabout. It is a big heavy machine that you're sitting in.
You can definitely feel it in the movement. Like you walk near a building and you just hear loud scraping of metal on whatever you're walking by. And they did a really good job with that.
Yeah, and the guns feel amazing. You shoot even just your big machine gun, it feels heavy as fuck. It is an amazing feel shooting those things. And obviously a missile compared to a machine gun, it gives a big blast and a big knockback on that on your actual weapon. You got your heat to take care of as well. You'll overheat quickly if you keep firing. But also, this is big, heavy walkabouts that you expect to move very slowly, and they do for the most part. But you also have like a jetpack kind of thing. You can only use it a tiny bit every so often. It runs out very quickly. And they've managed to make it so you can boost around a little bit, but also feel really heavy. And they've done it so well. They've balanced it amazingly for such a big walkabout to be able to boost like that.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, and Rexus here has mentioned my only real complaint with the game. There's no partying system. So if all of us were to join a game, chances are half of us would go on one team, half of us would go on the other team.
Well, makes it a bit more
That's
fun.
the biggest gripe I have with that game.
Kill your friends, make it fun.
That's all right.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's the minimum and maximum amount of players you can have in a match?
I think it's like 8 on 8. Well, no, the biggest match I know there's team deathmatch that are like 24-man game, I think. I think that's the biggest one, 24. Usually it's like a 12 or a 16.
Minimum, I'm guessing, is like 2v2 or 4v4.
In the public servers, I'm not entirely sure.
Because it'd be interesting if we could get enough people together for us to do a live stream of just like our group fighting against each other.
Yeah.
That would be pretty fun. And have us all on Skype.
Or
Well, there is also a voice chat in-game. I mean, not as good, but
Yeah,
it's
I'm
pretty
just
good
thinking
though.
having a team ourselves, each of us pick a team, pick who we want playing with each other. Would come out really interesting. But also,
Yeah, that's for
Venomnonom, we're gonna rake you into getting S4 League, because that we've got a few players we can play with and set up a combi, and we can all play together, have some 2v2s in that game. Because that'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be
What
fun.
are you wanting me to do?
S4 League, you should check out our videos, because you looked at it and said, it looks a bit too cartoony. You should check it out. It looks cartoony, but it's,
Oh, I got no problem with the cartooning bit. I'm just too lazy to download it.
well, we're gonna make you, because it is a really good game. I think once you get into it, you will like it.
It'll be the fastest download you ever download.
What is-
Battle Arena?
what-
Kind of, it's a shooter, like, in a way, like any deathmatch in general shooter. So you got two teams, one on each side. But it's also got modes like touchdown. Touchdown is basically football, but the ball, the ball starts in the middle and you gotta get it to the enemy goal, but people are shooting at you and killing you. And it is actually really difficult to get a score on that. And
Yeah, it
there's
is.
chaser mode. Chaser mode.
It sounds
Chaser
like
mode,
fun.
I love that chaser
Yeah,
mode.
chaser
That's
mode.
awesome.
Basically, one person gets randomly picked from the however many players are in there and becomes the chaser. He's got a ridiculous amount of health, and his fire damage is boosted huge. He can take you out in a couple of hits. If they're using a really high power revolver, they can kill you in one hit if they've got good enough aim. But everyone else in the game is then against Chaser and has to kill him or at least survive the entire match, and they get an extra boost of points.
And the chaser has certain targets to get more points. Yeah.
The Chaser gets 2 times points for a kill if he gets the target. The target is whoever is currently top scorer on the board of who's still alive. And it makes for a really interesting match, and they are really fun. It's very
It is
rare.
really fun.
It's very rare that you see the Chaser actually killed because of the amount of health he has. But when you do, generally everyone in the game cheers. They're like, shit, yeah, we managed to kill him. Otherwise, you're just running away from him and trying to hide.
Yeah.
Which is difficult when you're the target, because it puts you a big green target and you can see you anywhere and he'll chase you down like fuck.
Yeah, no matter if you're in view or not. Like if you're behind a wall, you got this big green target thing around you.
Yeah, well, whenever you become the target, you run. You run and you just keep running. You can't hide because you can see where you are. So you just keep running around dodging, and he'll end up being like, oh, fuck it, I'm going to go kill people and just get normal points rather than the double.
Yeah.
Otherwise he's going to get no points and just die.
Going back to Company of Heroes here real quick for a second. I searched it up on Steam. They have a bundle. It's just the Company of Heroes complete pack bundle. You get Company of Heroes Fronts, sorry, and Tales of Valor.
That's the one I've got.
If you get them at the bundle like that, cost $29.99 US. If you go to buy them separately, it will cost you $49.97. So if you buy the complete pack as a bundle, you have a savings of $19.98.
Yeah, that's the pack.
Or you go on Amazon and each one of those are $5.
Can you activate them on Steam?
And I'm not clear that you need them all. I mean, I think the only one that you need is the opposing fronts, because it's a standalone, which would imply that it contains everything in the prior one, which is,
is it?
Company of Heroes. Well, that's what it's billed as, yes.
I
I've
didn't
even
know
seen
it was
discussions online that it's indeed a standalone, so I can't imagine that they pulled out parts of the original game for the standalone expansion pack. And that's the basics. If you're trying to save money, that's the one that you have to get. If you want to get all three, God love you, pay $30. But definitely get opposing fronts, because then you get
summer sale.
Yeah.
Summer sale, you'll probably get them all for like $5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Somehow they'll make that work.
Here's a quick question.
It's true that it's going to be single digits at one point or another for each of them.
So,
So there.
No.
But why would you get each of them? All you'd need at that point is to get the final one, the standalone, which is called, what is it called?
Tales of Valor?
Tales of Valor, which in theory, wouldn't that include everything before it?
Presumably, or it might be a different pack that doesn't include all the stuff from before, but includes other stuff that the first one didn't. I don't know. But here's the question. I've got the complete pack, and I've had them for a ridiculous time now and not played them. And last month, I believe it was, something new appeared. It gave me an extra one. Company of Heroes new Steam version. And it hasn't replaced the others, it's new Steam version. So what's the deal with that?
All I know is that I installed the new Steam version, and the problems that I had, can you still hear me?
Yep.
The problems that I had previously, which is infamous with this game, it says put your disc in, and there is no flipping disc, and you want to bang keyboard. When I launched the Steam version, the new Steam version in parentheses, no problem, starts up, it's all beautiful. Now what's weird is that somehow the new Steam version knows to only give me the original game plus opposing fronts, even though it's only called COH. But it gives me those two things, which is all I've ever paid for. So, short answer, the Steam version is nice.
It's fixed a couple of bugs.
Yes, correct.
Awesome sauce. Good to hear that actually fixing things. A lot of studios aren't at the moment, apparently.
Yeah, especially since that's a dying studio, right? THQ, is it? No, so.
THQ is dead.
Right.
Talking about sales on Steam, I'm going to check those out right now. You guys talk about whatever.
Well, one thing I will say about, I was persuaded, Venom, and Jess, about your talk about Hawken, and in 11 minutes I'll be ready to go. I'm installing it now.
We won't be playing that now. But I was going to say, do you want to play S4 League?
Ooh, Defiance is on sale through Steam, 30% off.
How much?
Currently, $41.99.
$41.99. I was going to say, I'm going to buy it, but hell no.
I don't know how they consider it 30% off when it was only $59.99.
Well, I'm not buying that. That is ridiculous.
They only gave you $18 off. But I guess that might be 30% of $59.99 anyway, so whatever.
Ugh.
That's just one of the things I looked at.
It is a brilliant game, but I'm not paying that much for it. I've got too many other games to play first. I'll wait till it's I'll wait till it's 75% off and 90% off.
Sleeping Dogs is currently on sale for 50% off, $12.49.
I'm almost tempted to pick that one up.
Strike Suit Strike Suit Zero 50% off at $9.99 right now.
What's the price on Metro Last Light? That's still full price, $34.99, but that is a brilliant game. Metro Last Light, if you haven't played the Metro 2033, I believe the original name was, that was a
Yep.
pretty good game itself, but Last Light it's even better, and the graphics, I've got to say, from what I've seen of it, and I've played a tiny bit of it, I got to have a logo on that, it's the best
Wait, is
graphics
Last Light
I've
out?
seen, yeah, it's the best graphics I've seen in a game in a long time. Even things that shouldn't be detailed, like maybe a pipe, or just like a random piece of piping in the back of a room, you go up to it, it's not a brilliant texture, but it's brilliant compared to what you normally see on one of those. It's got bits of rust here and there where normally you just see something completely plain, but other parts like rocks and stuff, everything looks amazing, and the lighting is brilliant in that game. I didn't
Ooh.
see anything bad in the graphics. The only problem is it FXAA, the anti-aliasing? I can't remember which one it is, but for some reason at the moment the optimization, at least on NVIDIA cards, is kind of fucked at the moment, so turned it off completely until they fix that problem. Other than that, there's no graphics problems with it at all. It's amazing.
Hey, Jeff,
Yeah.
something that you might be interested in here, Dungeon Land, Dungeon Maestro Grimoire Pack on 50%, $1.49.
I'm gonna go buy that right now. I'm gonna buy that while we're live streaming. Where is it?
Don't forget to put your credit card information on the screen.
Oh, of course, of course. It's not coming up. I want it.
No?
Hang on.
Go to the sales. It's the third page.
Dungeon Land. Maestro. Give him a pack. There we go. What does this actually
What
include?
is Dungeon Land?
Dungeon Land,
You
yeah.
don't know what Dungeon Land... Oh, God. I believe I have one copy of that left. I'll have to check, because if so, we'll have to get you on there. Let's see. What does this include? New spells. Trapping walls creates indestructible walls that surround a hero. Fire circle creates a ring of fire that expands over time. Mana mimic creates a false chest that recharges your mana when opened. Ooh. Ace up the sleeve. Draw 2 cards instead of 1. Monster circle creates a circle of monsters around a hero. New possession abilities. Evil freeze creates a pulse that freezes nearby heroes. And the new traits are Gladiator, Possession Skill, recharges 50% faster. Built solid structures have 50% extra durability, and stealth traps are completely invisible for heroes.
Ooh.
I know, right? I'm getting that right now. It's 99 pence for anyone who is in England. Add to cart. Woohoo! I'll have to stream some of that, because it's been a while since we played it, and hopefully they fix the friggin' netcode.
Alright.
I think my Steam just froze when I tried to buy it. Yeah, it's froze. Fuck it, I'll do it after. Oh wait, no, there we go.
Well, either way, I think we're approaching on the end times.
Yeah, approaching on the 2-hour mark.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
I don't even take notice of the time. That's your guys' jobs. I'm the tech dude. That's my job.
Lol.
Or the tech dudette, I should say. Wow, I fucked up on myself.
Good job.
Purchase! Yay! I now have the DLC. Woo! Party.
Okay.
Anyone who doesn't have Dungeon Land should go get it. It's basically Dungeons and Dragons in a nice, pretty cartoony style, and it works really well. Whoever gets to be the Dungeon Master can really fuck over their friends in a fun way. And you got an evil laugh button. Everyone loves the evil laugh button because you can just spam it and annoy everyone. So definitely a game to check out if you like Dungeons and Dragons style gameplay. Somebody's typing.
That's me.
Yeah, I was about to say, that sounds like known.
All right,
Holy-
brothers and sisters, guys and gals, friends and family, everybody and no one.
Friends.
We thank you so much for your time.
You're not
We've
jobless.
enjoyed this time together. And now it is time to say goodbye, sadly.
Thank you all for watching. We will be
Yes.
back
Thank
again.
you, one person.
Yes, thank you, Twitchies.
We will be back again in 2 weeks.
But people might see this later. So
Yep.
thousands will be flocking to the post-live moments of this very show.
Eventually,
So
yes.
watch your words, mateys.
I doubt it.
No,
Anyway,
we will forever be. There
yeah.
you have it. Anyway, yes, good night, good evening, good day, good gaming. See you next time. Should be 2 weeks from now.
And all the games we've talked
think you
about,
forgot
the
the good.
links should be in the description below if you're watching this on YouTube. We are currently scheduled for bi-weekly podcasts, so every 2 weeks around this time. It's always going to be on a weekend. Days will vary, but it'll always be Friday to Sunday. So we thank you all for watching, and goodbye, viewers.
Bye-bye.